Hello and welcome back. Today is Tuesday, February 20th, and this is episode 31 of Noobtoob, a weekly independent podcast where we drive between 24-hour Walmarts in search of our next gaming addiction, like a couple of crack addicts.
Yeah, so we've got some good stories of pain for you guys about the joys of trying to find Crackdown before its release date, but let me just say right now, fuck Vince the Target trainee.
I'm Yuzo Watanabe.
In the pooper. And I'm Tobin and Yuzo. This week we cover Ratchet and Clank on the PSP and Supreme Commander on the PC. New releases include Sonic on the Wii and Sam & Max on the PC, Sam & Max Episode 4, and Crackdown. Crackdown.
Dude, I dream of green orbs at night.
That's messed up, dude. Except I do too. Damn it!
As always, we'll finish up with our community section with voicemails from you guys. But let's get started with our featured game, Supreme Commander on the PC by Gas Powered Games.
RTS!
Guzzle, guzzle, guzzle. Oh, yeah. So we've talked a lot about it last week when we were talking about the demo.
Yeah.
So I mainly want to concentrate on the review portion, actual, the real full game. So those kind of things are like the multiplayer component as well as the campaign. So let me start with the campaigns. So you didn't play it at all, right?
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. All right.
So you never got a chance to play it. But
I did not.
So I definitely gave the campaigns a try. So I did the UF and a couple of the cyber missions. And they're pretty good.
Cool.
So there's a couple of cool things I like about it. So again, this is Supreme Commander RTS. You guys all know all about it. A bunch of units. Chris Taylor, he made Total Annihilation. Yeah. It's pretty badass. So the campaigns are weird because you start out with a map, and then you get to a certain point, the map gets bigger. So so you're here, and then it gets bigger, and then it shows another area. You go kill that, it gets bigger, and then every mission has about 5 different stages where the map gets bigger.
I've never seen that before.
I know
that's actually pretty clever.
Yeah, I really like the concept of that. The story's still kind of lame. You're 3 different sides. They're all trying to beat each other up. It's sci-fi, space opera.
Actually, that sounds good to me. The plot is not what bugs me about RTSs.
You're right,
I'm down with space opera.
What bugs you about RTSs?
Resource management. Okay. I told you that.
Yes, we talked about that previously, but the campaigns are a little different. So they, they have the different modes, right? You start out. You have a full base. You have to defend it. Yeah. You start from scratch. There's all the different ones of standard RTS lore, but the main difference is the expanded linked missions, which I really like, as well as they do follow that same sort of Blizzard 3 sides, and each one has its own weaknesses and that sort of stuff, so that's pretty cool. But dude, let me tell you about the experimental units. So you have 3 different tech levels, and you can kind of upgrade different ones, but at the end you get these humongous, devastators. This thing called.
So is this kind of like in the earlier games where you had to pick areas you're going to research in, that sort of thing?
No. You just say, okay, I'm going to go to tech level 2. So you build a land unit, you upgrade it, and then you upgrade it again. So each one you have 3 different levels.
It's just like a cost thing.
It's a very cost thing.
Pay for
exactly. So if you go too early, then you don't have any resources to create the whatever lesser units, right? Yeah. But at some point, when you get the experimental units, you can build this thing called for the UEF. You can build a Fat Boy, and this thing is so each unit is probably about the size of a dime. This thing is probably maybe the size of a dollar bill, right? And it's going, it's like, and it's has this big laser that goes and just blows away all of the units. So it seems to me like it's a race to build the units.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure if I like.
Sounds awful. So let me ask you this: what makes this game fun? Every time you play, what is it about the level design that makes it so you're not just each level is okay? Let me build everything as fast as I can, attack the other guy. Build everything as fast as I can, attack the other guy. How do they make that varied every time you play?
I'm not sure if they do necessarily because here's the thing.
Don't you get a formula?
You get a formula. There's rock, paper, scissors, but there's so many different types of rocks, so many different types of paper that you can use all these. 2 rocks will defeat paper if you do it right, essentially, right? So there's a bunch of different combinations you can use of all your units, and trying to figure out all the different combinations is kind of the thing that really drives me. So, I'm attacking and I lose. I'm attacking and I lose. And it's okay, well, let me try this combination units. Let me try this combination
So every level, do they kind of have a different way that the AI is playing, so you kind of have to reformulate the way you're playing against it?
Exactly.
Is that what makes it fun?
Yeah, the campaigns aren't really the draw of the game. I think it's going to be the multiplayer, which I'll talk about later. But the campaigns, everything's scripted. Okay. So if you play on hard, which is what I generally do, so I end up dying a lot, they just throw units at you, and then you have to keep on trying to figure out the right defenses you got to raise, the right units you got to make, all that different stuff to be able to succeed.
Yeah.
I get off on that. For you, I think you would hate it.
Well, I mean, doesn't it come down to every time you play this, you kind of learn what the best way to build your resources is, and then every level you're doing the same thing over and over again?
No, that's not the case, because the thing is, the things they throw at you are different, right? Because on one level it has oceans, so they're throwing naval units at you. They're throwing air units, so you got to build anti-air. But here's the cool thing that I never saw in any other game. They may have had it, but they have shields.
Like for like a whole building?
Yeah, so they have
island?
They have mobile shields and they have unit shields. So you build the unit shields, it goes, and it has this big bubble on top of it, and nothing
can people walk through it?
People can walk through it, but if they're outside, they can't shoot until it takes enough damage, and then it'll go down for 5 seconds, and then it'll come back up.
Wow.
So if you have like heavy-duty siege units, you can knock it down. But it's like really weird because you have them overlapping, and you have to make sure there's enough power because they draw so much power. You got to build all these power. So what you're doing is, deciding, okay, well, am I going to go after the power, knock down the shields? Am I going to just build a whole bunch of items to actually knock down the shields? All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
how about the multiplayer? What's that like?
So I played against Gwenster. Now, remember there was some shit talking going on right on the boards, right?
All right.
I killed him.
Oh, dude.
Killed him!
So, that's not exactly how it read on the forums. So Gwenster came on the forums and he said that you killed him the first game, and the second game he kind of fought you to a stalemate.
No. The second game, we played co-op against the computer. But the very first game out of that, I killed him, and then I was like, I was feeling a little sorry for him. I'm like,
hey. Dude, Gwenster, he pities you.
No, that's good though. I mean, he was a really good opponent because he kept on learning the second time around. Yeah. Like, it was not easy, right? Because I had played it enough where my resource management was so insane. Like 3 times. Like, if you look at the points, I was getting like 2 or 3 times as many points as he was.
Wow.
So I was getting more mass. I was getting more energy. He was getting better, but he didn't quite have it. So I just threw units at him, and he just died. Right. So it was kind of a rush tactic.
Interesting.
So we'll give it a try. But the thing is, I'm not going to probably be playing that much more.
Yeah.
Because of Crackdown.
So, but did you ever maybe like hop online and try and fight a random opponent?
No, that's the thing.
Is that very good?
I'm not a big fan of that because I want to make sure I want to play against people I know, because if you play against random people, it's just like playing against Xbox Live.
Yeah.
You can play some people and they just ruin you, and there's no fun, or they talk shit, or they do whatever. So I'm getting my brother. My brother's going to grab it, and we're going to play with him and do some other stuff. I might try to do the ranking, but I don't see myself. I never did it with any of those games, like Age of Mythology or any of those ones.
Okay.
So
what's the bottom line on it? Like, how are you feeling about it still?
Bottom line, I think it's going to be one of those. It's going to be like Total Annihilation all over again, where it's going to be like this. Really, I mean, people are still playing TA.
I was going to say, what's the long-term prospects for this game?
It's huge. Chris Taylor decided.
Are Koreans going to start playing it instead of StarCraft?
I didn't know about that.
Will it dethrone a 10-year-old game in Korea?
Probably not. StarCraft 2, right?
I don't understand that.
Dude, I mean, it's like, right, like, why, like, they've been making arena football, right? They don't get rid of football.
Yeah.
StarCraft is now at a point where it's like football, and like you try to get X-football. What is that? What was that one? X-football?
Oh, yeah, XFL.
XFL. They're going to try to throw shit at it, but it's not going to matter.
It's so old!
I know.
Man. It's like getting good at fucking, what was that tank game on the Atari,
Battlezone?
God, it's just, we're the best at this. It's like, nobody cares. I can probably count really fast on an abacus.
Yeah, I do. People still do that, I'm sure, But anyhow, so Supreme Commander, I really love it. The multiplayer is awesome.
Yeah.
There's so much depth, so much customizable ability of this stupid game, so it's going to be one that I'm probably playing for a while.
Yeah.
Definitely. And it's one that's rekindled the love of RTSs.
Wow. Impressive.
Yeah, well, some people say Company Heroes did it for them, but it didn't do anything for me. Yeah. And this one did.
Cool.
So it probably won't do it for you because you
I'll
won't
never
try it.
play it.
It's too bad. So big thumbs up. Chris Taylor, you're the man.
Nice.
I love it. And that is all the Supreme Commander we'll talk about for a while.
Yes, that's right. We're done. But, it's a resounding recommendation, and actually it got a pretty decent recommendation on the forums from someone who doesn't like RTSs that much.
Really? Who said that? I forget. Yeah, I don't remember the name. Gwenster loves it. A couple other people love it.
I feel bad now because he wrote up this really nice, detailed review. I'm sorry, man. I forgot your name.
Yeah, but you rule whoever you are.
Yes, but it was a really nice review because it was from someone who doesn't love RTSs that much, and they gave a really nice, detailed...
And that's what I think this game's going to be. This is going to be the game that brings people back. I kind of really wish you would go and play it because I think you might actually like it, but,
I'm kind of busy.
Yeah, you're kind of busy. Boring.
Yes, sir. What else we got?
We got Ratchet and Clank Size Matters.
Yeah.
So you borrowed my PSP
I
to
did.
play this
game. I borrowed the
PSP. So you rented it, right? Because I think Blockbuster had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I borrowed his PSP, and I got me a copy of it, and, it is a fantastic game. I will say that right now. It is.
On the PSP?
It is a fantastic game. So, it's got every single element that I love about Ratchet and Clank. They put all this stuff in with the leveling up the weapons, leveling up yourself. They actually put in this whole RPG aspect.
Yep.
The level design is really clever.
Do they have a more RPG aspect than what the previous ones?
No. Same.
Okay. So it's
this is literally a carbon copy of not Deadlocked so much, but the one right before Deadlocked. Because Deadlocked,
I forget.
Deadlocked was the one where the whole game was in arena. That was the last Ratchet and Clank on the PS2.
Before Up Your Arsenal?
Fuck. Well,
Up Your Arsenal was the last one.
Okay, the last one, Up Your Arsenal, was the one where everything was in arena, and it was clever, but it was different. It was not the same because I like the exploring levels aspect of it.
So this is more like the arena or like the exploring levels?
The exploring levels.
Oh, cool. Awesome,
so it's really cool. It's a throwback to what I think Ratchet 3 and 2 and 1 basically. But it's got all the cool. Like every Ratchet they get better. They're like, oh wow, people really like the RPG element of this. You can level up your weapons, and the cool thing is it's not just like they get more powerful. The effects are different. Like, the shotgun gets a wider
R-Type or like Gradius or something like that.
It's just like suddenly, like your weapons get bigger and bigger and badder.
Awesome.
So
what's the problem? What's wrong?
The problem is I don't like the PSP.
What? Oh, you don't like the PSP? Now is this some built-in
ingrained
hatred?
No, because I love Ratchet and Clank. I wanted to play it so bad, but
because this would be the one. This is the one that could have converted you over to the PSP.
So I've got a couple complaints. There's one is the nubby. The little nubby that you have to steer with, I hate it.
Analog nub, it's a piece of crap.
It's awful. And I was talking to Sloth, and he said that there's some sort of aftermarket add-on that makes the nubby better, but I don't know. It's bad. I don't like it.
It's kind of sad when you have to get an aftermarket to fix it.
Yeah. So, I don't know, those of you that haven't played the PSP, it's kind of basically a little textured circle, and you kind of move it around.
And the sensitivity is terrible.
The sensitivity is terrible, and it's just kind of, you move it not very much. It's kind of like those old mouse nubbies where you move them on the keyboard.
That moves a little bit more, exactly.
But, I played for, after an hour, is like my hand kind of hurt, like my thumb was a little crampy, and the other thing is I'm so used to playing Ratchet on the PS2, where it's got 2 shoulder buttons, and they mapped all of them.
Oh, so what do the shoulder buttons do in the PSP game?
So in the PSP game, you have to use both of them at the same time to do certain things.
Oh, that's so lame.
So pushing the right one moves the camera to the right, left moves the camera to the left, just like on the PS2. And then to do a long jump, instead of just doing a long jump like in the other Ratchets, you hold down the button and jump. You have to hold down both triggers and push the jump and push forward. So you're literally pushing 4 buttons to do a long jump, and
How
it's
often
just
do you
like
have to long jump?
A lot.
Okay,
it's a jumper.
It's a platformer.
It's a platformer. So and it's just these limitations of the form where I was playing it. I played it. At the end, I played it for maybe 4 hours.
Yeah, which is pretty good considering.
Yeah.
Because
I loved it so much. It's just I'm like, this is Ratchet and Clank. This is the new Ratchet. I'm not going to get another one on the PS2. I'm not going to buy the PS3 for a long time.
Sure, until it comes out, right?
But it was just but my hands were hurting, and the complexity of the just the moving, pushing 4 buttons to do very simple things.
Well, that's the big problem with the PSP. It gets in your way of gaming, right?
Yes,
that's the biggest thing. And you always hear about it. It's like, oh, this game rules. Oh, if it only wasn't on the PSP. And that's the biggest problem I have with it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this game would be awesome except for this. And if it's the console itself that's causing the problems, that's limiting the enjoyment of the game, it's like, come on. That's why I like Loco Roco so much, because the entire game was just based off the 2 triggers.
Ah, that's nice.
And it actually used it well.
So they work within the limitations of the medium.
Exactly. And the ergonomics of the PSP is terrible. Like you said, right? 4 hours, you get tired.
Yeah.
I don't get that with
I got
the
tired
DS.
after 1 hour. I worked myself. I was pushing the limits of my hands. I'm just I've got claws now. God.
So that's terrible. So now you know how I felt about Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops. Remember I was telling you how I had to do this and do this?
Yeah, that's exactly right. You're saying that you had to do all these weird convolutions.
And I wanted to like the game so much, you know, but the PSP got in the way, and it's like, ugh!
Yeah, every minute that I was playing this game, I was like, if this was on PS2, I probably would play this instead of Crackdown. I love Ratchet and Clank that much.
And the story was good. The gameplay
story was
awesome.
good. They got all the original voice actors. It looks fantastic. The screen on the PSP is just stunning.
Tell you, if you got to say anything good about it, the PSP screen is amazing. The sound is also very good.
So
if you're listening with headphones.
I guess my final result on this is that it's an awesome game if you've got a PSP, but I don't know why you have a PSP.
If you were forced to get a PSP, you should get this game? Is that what you're kind of saying?
But I can't give a thumbs up on the game because I didn't like playing it.
Well, no, you can give a thumbs up on the game, but the thumbs down on the console.
But
maybe.
I mean, I don't know. Does that make sense though? Because you'll never play the game because it's on the wrong console, right?
So, well, no. Hey, get this though. A lot of games that appear only on the PSP did eventually go to the PS2. So if you look at GTA Liberty City Stories,
really,
they re-released on the PS2.
So they might re-release this on the PS2.
I mean, why not? I mean, PS2 has 100 million.
Cost. Yeah.
So I mean, the only reason would be like the original. What is it? Not Insomniac. Insomniac games, if they didn't allow the license to be put on PS2 because they're going to do their own or something like that, right? So,
okay, fine.
You're giving a thumbs down to a Ratchet game.
Wow. I'll give it. You know what I'll do? I will give the game a thumbs up because, like you said, if they port it, then it'll be huge.
But what about the people that love a PSP that actually don't have a problem with it? This would be a good game for them.
Yeah, that's true. So if you don't mind playing your PSP, then I'd like to meet your crazy monkey hands. But
they have prehensile tail.
I don't understand how you enjoy playing this thing, but apparently, there's people out there that like the interface. It's funny on the forums. A lot of people are like, "Yeah, I love my PSP. I watch Noobtoob on it." I'm like, how come I don't hear anybody say I love my PSP? I play X game on it. It's a great movie player. That's awesome,
dude, it's an amazing movie player.
Oh yeah,
absolutely, yes.
So anyway, awesome game. Shitty console.
Yeah, and I have to agree with you. I want to play devil's advocate, and I want to stick up for the thing that I own, but I can't.
Yeah.
PSP, the controls are terrible, and if they come up with a PSP 2 with a real, true analog nub, oh my god, it's over. Because the screen is better, the power is better. I mean, people are writing games for it, so it's like...
We should ask Sloth about the little nubby thing that he's talking about. I'd like to see the difference.
Yeah, we'll talk about it on the forums, definitely. Okay, so that's Ratchet and Clank. That's a thumbs... up and down.
I don't know. Yeah. Next.
Paperboy. Yeah, you played this, so you can
Xbox Live Paperboy. It is Paperboy. Yeah. So I can't imagine paying money for this.
But I love Paperboy when I was playing on arcade. Did you ever play it with the actual bicycle?
Yeah, I never liked it.
Really?
Yeah, because they would have Paperboy and they'd have the old line drawing Star Wars, and I'm like, why would I play?
Quarters would. Yeah. Okay, fine. I really liked it because it was kind of like one of those weird skill things where you go fast and you go slow. Is that the song? But yeah. So that's Paperboy. So what'd you think of it? I mean, like, I'm like, dude, man, it's Paperboy. It's the best arcade game ever.
And you didn't play it? Why?
Supreme Commander.
So I don't like it. I think that it's just overly simple.
Not worth $5. Is there any like online component or anything that you saw that was available?
I didn't see anything.
Dude, they should do that. I mean, it's so lame that they're not. I mean, at least they did it with Tapper. But Paperboy, hey, if you have nostalgia for it, then I guess. I kind of do. I
guess that's true if you've got nostalgia for it. But I played through the demo. Played it through twice because they only let you play the first level.
First day
on easy.
It pisses me off.
But it's really dead simple. I know there's some complexity to it. Obviously, dodging the things.
Once you get on the expert, right? You got to dodge. You got to. The other thing is just trying to make it into the mailboxes.
Did you ever see the video that's going on YouTube, by the way, where these guys recreated Paperboy? So there was a Paperboy that came down their street every morning at 5 in the morning. They all dressed up as the things, like the zombie and like the dude spinning on his head and whatever, and they've got this video of this totally confused Paperboy driving his truck down the street, and there's like zombies, and there's like there's people throwing frisbees, and like
that's awesome.
It's really funny.
Oh, we got a link to that, definitely. Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, so this is a thumbs down. Don't bother getting it.
Yeah, I mean, if you love the old Paperboy game, I guess, but
$5.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth $5.
That's too bad. So our last game is our Retro Gaming Club title of the week, Fallout 2.
Yeah.
So, you didn't get a chance to play this, right?
I did not.
Okay, so I did get a chance to play. I only got as far as Klamath because it's been a long time since I played. And this game is a hell of a lot of fun. I mean, so what do you remember about the game? Like, when did you play it? Like, when it came out?
Yeah, I played it right when it came out. The biggest thing I remember about the Fallout games that I thought was the coolest was there weren't so many rules about how you had to play.
Yes,
and
multi-branching.
I'd never played a game like that in my life where it's like you go into a store and the store owner gives you shit or whatever, and you're just like, I'm going to kill you.
Why
and
not?
You could just do it.
Sure.
Like there was no consequences to your actions.
Well,
I mean,
the guards would come and kill you.
Sure,
right?
But if you could fight them off, like as you get more powerful and you can actually take on a town.
Oh yeah.
So I remember just being so blown away by this world that was so well designed that they didn't have to railroad you. That it would still play well even with little constraints on your actions.
I think you're absolutely right. I think what I forget, it was Black Isle Entertainment. What they did was they really pioneered the whole concept of an RPG with multiple ways of doing it. I mean, you have like kids today, they play Fable, they think that whatever, it's been done before, right?
Yeah.
But this is the source. Fallout is the source where they said, okay, in order to get this item from this woman, you can either talk to them using your perception skill, you can go pickpocket, you can go and do this, you can go talk to this this, you can go do this other
right,
quest.
And in that way, it was actually a lot more complex than Fable.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know, Fable was a great game, but you were very limited in your options. It was just like, what could you do to people? You could either buy their house or kill them.
Oh, so that was about it? Or you could either, like, do the evil thing or do the good thing.
Yeah.
So it was very limited.
Yeah.
So if you actually read one of the walkthroughs, which sometimes I had to use, especially for Fallout, if you read the walkthroughs, they, like, have every interaction. It's like, okay, here are the 10 different things you can do to get whatever you need to do. And I'm like, holy crap. Can you imagine all these coders that are coding all these ways, and probably most people only do, like, the kill the card member method.
It's just like the Indiana Jones thing. It's like a dude swinging the sword, you're like, fuck you.
And they're like, but I spent so much time on this great code.
You're supposed to fall in love with her and raise children, buy a house together.
Why didn't you do that? But yeah, no, I mean, that's the whole thing. So it really rewards the people that play it over and over with different character builds. And what do you think about the combat? Because it's a little different than a lot of other ones.
I don't remember the combat.
So the combat was turn-based. So the moment you actually see a monster, you would go and you go hit, and all of a sudden go, and this little like thing would open, because the UI is awesome, right? It's very old school.
Yeah.
And you go like the mechanical, and then all of a sudden you have action points, and you can only walk or shoot.
Like XCOM.
Exactly.
Ah.
Yes. And I liked it a lot because you get that whole strategic aspect.
So how does it stand up though? How does it stand up to the test of time? Because we've learned a lot about how to do that kind of stuff in the meantime, right?
So there's a reason why you don't see that many tactical shooters these days, turn-based shooters. I mean, even though I love them personally, but they don't hold up. So, like I was saying on the boards, when I installed Fallout 2, it asked me to install DirectX 5.
Wow.
So, I mean, the graphics are, unfortunately, that you can't even resize, right? Everything's all sprite-based. You can't even do anything. It's just the same resolution. So, I mean, it ran pretty fast, considering.
Probably looked like shit, though,
It looked really bad. Everything was gray and brown, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the palette was probably 256 colors. So there's that. The gameplay mechanics of using dialogue trees, I'm a little tired of it, personally. You know,
I'm waiting for
Mass Effect, dude.
Mass Effect.
You know, I want the better thing. I want the thing where you interrupt. I want to hear the talking all the time.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing too. Fallout was in that weird transition period between full talkies and half talkies.
Okay.
So you'd talk to somebody. The very intro for important people. They had 3 different levels of communication. The important people, they'd have animation and voice. But then after about 1 or 2 lines, you'd go to a dialogue and just text.
Yeah, that sucks.
And then for the unimportant people, it'd be like just text. For the really unimportant people, you'd like click to talk on them, and the little bubble would pop on them.
So did you have fun replaying this? I mean, like, how much enjoyment did it give you before you're like, oh, this is cute, but I'm going to go do something else?
I got to Klamath, which is the second town in the game.
So not too much, right?
Not too much. You know, the thing is, if I could make the combat go a little faster, because that's the thing. It was just like, you go into action and just stop. You go into action to be stopped. Yeah. The story was great, but since I already played the story, there was no sense of discovery there.
Yeah, see, I mean, that's the thing is, I was seeing this on the forums, we were talking about this game, and a lot of people were like, yeah, that game was so awesome, and nobody was playing it.
Only like a couple of people were playing Fallout. Yeah. It was really unfortunate. But the thing is, if you go and you've never played it before, it's still pretty good.
Really?
It's still pretty good.
Even with the crappy graphics and stuff, you think?
Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, it depends on the age of the person.
This is like the main debate that I'm having with our retro gaming stuff now. It's just like, I brought it up a couple times in the forums. It's, if you haven't played these games, how fun is it for you? And that's what I want to get, is I want to get some people on the forums. I'm just like, here's our retro game of the week. You know, we're going to play it because we like these old games, but who hasn't played it, and play it and let us know what it's like for you.
On new eyes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so we try to pick games that one of us have already... Oh, no, actually, we tend to pick games that one of us has already played, which may or may not be unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, there's Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, which neither of us played, but you'll probably won't get around to it. I'm not sure if I will, because we're both going to be crackdowning like crazy, right?
But every retro game before this, I've played in the past. I've at least had experience with it. Yeah,
but you had this love, and you had this thing, right? So it's going to be kind of tough. I think we have to either force ourselves to do it or do something, you know what I mean? Because it's going to be weird. I think it's going to be really age-dependent, and that's the big thing. Because if you're, like, 12 or you're 18, you're going to be brought up on all this stuff where, this other stuff, it just might be really painful to go through. Yeah. We did it because it was the state of the art at the time.
Another thing is, in all fairness, in a month or so, we're going to outphase the retro game of the month, or retro game of the week, until we get another slow time, right? Because we're going to start ratcheting up the games.
I mean, we can keep doing it. And we may not necessarily play the games, but if people just want to keep on... Because this is the whole thing, right? It's like, I would think the retro game of the week not only is just playing the game, but like, it's just uncover a gem, let's, as Noobtoob, draw attention to it, and then try to encourage people that know it's good.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So
as
it's
long as
almost
we
like
can find enough good games to do that. That's true. We keep getting people on the people on the forums are just giving us all kinds of great recommendations.
I know. So we got the Retro Gaming Wiki, so you should definitely check that out and add your games to it that you think that should be played. I mean, we've been getting the comments, so keep it there. We'll put them up for vote, and we'll definitely do that. So, but I think for this one, I think it's a thumbs up, but it doesn't quite hold up on its own, kind of like how Beyond Good and Evil and Psychonauts did.
Yeah,
which is unfortunate. Sure, I think that'll be it for a. So you didn't play? Did you ever play Fallout 2, or you only played 1?
I played Fallout 2. I played both, actually. Yeah.
So you remember liking it, so thumbs up.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That would be it for the games that we're playing. Now we have our new releases for this week.
Yes. So we'll talk about the first one a little bit later as we get on. So the first one's Crackdown. That's the new releases all next week. So Yuzo and I have played a little bit.
Yeah, we got it last night at midnight.
We got last night at midnight.
Actually, no, in about 10 hours.
So we're going to talk. Next week it's going to be our featured game. So we'll talk about it a little bit more, but we're not going to give any sort of review of the game right now.
No, we've already talked about it enough before. We haven't played it enough to really give it a full thorough thing. So we'll definitely talk about that, and we can talk about our experience about getting it later.
Yeah.
So what is next?
Flow and Qbert on the PS3.
Oh yeah, so the PS3 is getting 2 downloadable content games.
Yeah.
So this is something that's very encouraging because you haven't really seen too much come out on the PS3 download stuff. So you have Flow, which is that game, the Flash game that you're talking about, and I really liked it on the PS3.
It's cool.
It is cool, and you use the
I like it on
tilty,
the web,
but you could use the tilty, the waggle. So
that's totally worth $600.
$600 plus like $5. So that's coming out. I'm kind of excited about it, but of course I don't have a PS3 yet. So and of course Sony's doing the same thing that Microsoft's doing and releasing old games. And Qbert wasn't a big favorite of mine. I'm not that excited about it, but those are both coming out on Thursday.
Yeah. When's Castlevania coming out on the Xbox?
The thing.
They won't give a date.
Dude, Xbox this annoys me because the guys have said, oh yeah, we have enough games to provide Wednesday releases every week for time in continuum, right? Last week, what did we get? Paperboy. This week, nothing.
Yeah.
Jack shit. So there's been like 2 or 3 Wednesdays we haven't gotten jack.
So you're basically liars, is what we're saying, Microsoft. You're liars. Where are all the good games?
Oh, dude, have you heard? 2 of the big head honchos from on Xbox Live left.
Whoa.
One went to PopCap, one went to another casual game site.
Wow.
So I don't know what's happening. I don't know if it's like big shakeup or they're not doing good. I don't know.
Man. We were getting all that original content in the beginning. We were getting
and then nothing.
Yeah, it's just.
Well, we got like those 2 in a row. We got that Heavy Weapon and what was the other one? Assault Heroes.
Yeah.
And then nothing. So ones that I'm looking forward to are Castlevania. So you gotta play that one.
Yeah, definitely.
That one's the very first Castlevania that did the Metroidvania essentially, and not the first Castlevania that did it. For you freaking Castlevania nerds. We also have Worms. I think that'll be fun. I think that'll be a cool party game. And
Castle Crashers.
Yeah, I don't know when that's coming out. But that would be it for downloadable content for PS3. I'm not excited.
Yeah, we don't know anything about the PS3. So next is on the Wii, Sonic. It looks kind of cool.
Yeah. We saw that we have the trailer. We're going to be having it playing during the thing. So this is not the Sonic that was released on 360.
Yay.
Woo!
And the PS3.
And the PS3. And
probably PS2.
The GameCube.
Probably.
And the DS.
I think they released on the TI-85.
Yeah, the Commodore 64.
Right. On the Swatch.
The Atom.
Yeah. So anyway, that other Sonic sucked ass.
It was terrible.
It sucked poo-poo. So this new one actually looks pretty cool. It looks kind of like a fallback to the old Sonic. It's just
the old Sonic on the Dreamcast. It's still 3D.
Right. So it's just running really fast, picking up a bunch of rings.
And what I'm really excited about is that you're actually going to be able to use the Wiimote.
Yeah.
So I don't know how. I mean, are you going to be like this, or are you going to be holding it like this?
Right, I haven't seen the gameplay videos. If it's another one of these side things, that might be a little annoying, but hopefully
how would you do it? So it'd be like a side truck where you like have the crosshair of the buttons and you go like this more?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
but what, lean forward to accelerate? I don't know. And there's like a slow-mo option, which looks kind of interesting.
Yes.
You can bust it into...
Yeah, check out the video. You can actually see the... so you're collecting rings. It's called the Sonic and the Secret Rings. I'm really hoping that this invigorates the Sonic franchise. I mean, you never played the original, so you don't have this whole love of it. But, for me,
I'd go over to my friends' places and they'd be playing it, and I never really fell for it.
Yeah, I think if you own it, it's one of those kind of things. So I'm kind of excited about it because I haven't had jack shit on the Wii for the longest time. Dude.
Seriously.
What is up with that?
I know.
Did you hear though?
What?
Paper Mario.
Ooh.
I think April.
Very cool. Paper Mario on the GameCube is a fun series.
I never played it. I've heard so many good things about it. I just want to play it.
It's great.
So, What else we got?
Virtua Fighter 5.
Oh, so Virtua Fighter 5 on the PS3, it's a fighter game, as you all know. It's considered one of the like the Cadillac of fighting games. You know, it's very well respected. It's very has a lot of depth and all these things. I never really played Virtua Fighter. I was more of a Tekken / Samurai Showdown guy. Did you ever play any fighting games?
Well, I mean, I played like Street Fighter.
Yeah, so you never got to the 3D stage, huh? Yeah.
I mean, I played like Soul Calibur as my 3D games.
That's it. Then
That's
stop.
it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I played Dead or Alive. I didn't like that very much. But you know, this is kind of one of those weird milestones
Like
for the
leg
PS.
stabby.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Mortal Kombat!
Is it Annihilation
Yeah.
or Devastation or Destruction?
Annoyance.
Annoyance.
Mortal Kombat.
Leave me alone. So that is. But the big thing about this game, it's kind of like the first real game that a lot of people have been waiting for the PS3. From what I've been hearing a lot on the blogosphere and things like that, people are saying that today, now that Virtua Fighter 5 is out, there's a reason to buy the PS3.
Wow, people are that pumped about it.
Dude, it's huge.
Well, I mean,
not me, right?
Yeah.
It's huge. So you have this one, you have MotorStorm coming out, you had... Resistant wasn't it, right? Resistant wasn't a system seller like people thought.
Yeah, which is weird because, I mean, no one said a bad word about it. They're like, oh, this game's great. And that's all you hear about it.
That's all you hear. But you don't hear the same sort of stuff like you hear with God of War, Gears of War.
Yeah.
You know? But this is the thing. So now you have this game, and once you get a Gran Turismo in 2008, perhaps, a Ratchet, a Metal Gear Solid, there might be a reason to buy it.
Yeah.
Not for me yet. It's not there yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely be very interested later.
Yeah. Is Virtua Fighter 5 worth $600 to you?
I don't know. What else we got?
Sam & Max Episode 4. So you are not going to play this?
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for it to just be completed because I'm a little afraid about it really messing up my memories of Sam & Max. I'm just worried, dude.
We've talked.
Yeah,
we've talked about it before.
But hey, if you're down with adventure games, this is definitely one to check out.
I haven't heard anybody talking about Sam & Max, by the way.
Dude, it's one of those things where you're old school and you play adventure games or you don't.
Yeah.
Sure, that is the new releases. As you can tell, there's nothing interesting except for Crackdown.
Oh, yes!
But we do have community voicemails.
We got a crap load of phone calls this week.
Jesus
Good
Christ.
ones.
Thank you very much for calling in. Everybody do it. We'll give you the phone number a little bit later. But
some of you need a little bit of work on saying your name and where you're from. Because
some people are doing it, some people...
And when you do say your name, don't mumble. You're like, hey, what's up, guys?
Like, come on! And also, like, if you can, don't call on your cell phone, call on the landline. It makes a big difference. And one guy sent us an MP3.
That was cool.
Yes, you rock the Real Firestarter. We'll be playing that. So the first one is from Berserker.
Berserker!
Oh, yeah. Put the thing close to you so you can get that.
Hey guys, this is Berserker. I'm the guy who originally got Gwinster interested in your show. I just had to finally call in and address your constant bitching about Halo 2.
Really?
Halo 2 is a really good game. That's why people like it. Basically, my opinion is that you just haven't taken the time to get used to actually learning how to play first-person shooters on a console. Anyway, it's a great show.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah, and I am a PC gamer. I play first-person shooters on the PC a lot. I'm really into the Counter-Strike and the tactical stuff like that. Anyway, good show. Just had to address that. Bye.
So we really definitely got on a lot of people's nerves by thrashing on Halo.
So if you go to the forums right now, you can actually see all the people like, I love Halo. Halo's the best thing since sliced bread. How dare you ruin the name of Halo? And I'm like,
so let me address something.
In address.
So we did play a lot of first-person shooters on consoles. It's called.
Let's name some. We played Prey.
Gears of War.
Well, that's third-person shooter. So let's go to the first-person shooter.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that games have been doing it better since then.
Oh no, true. But I mean, I think he's saying that you guys never had a chance to try to play real first-person shooters. So I mean, I've played Far Cry on the console.
Oh,
I played. There's
okay. I'm not going to go that direction with it. I'm saying that first-person shooters on consoles are still fucking stupid, and everyone should do third-person shooters on the console because that's awesome and it's much more fun to play. Like, I don't see... What's the benefit? Why would anyone play first-person on the console when third-person is so... Like, play Gears of War and then play Halo 2 and tell me which one has a better control scheme.
You know, that's the weird thing. I think some people will tend to agree. I mean, that's what people post on the board. So, you know, hey, we'd like to, you know, give all views. And I must say, there's a huge diehard Halo 2 component out there that really like it. And, you know, they showed us a lot. They said, hey, look, you know, there's a lot of people that play it. PCs are too expensive, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I've played Halo 2.
Doesn't make it good.
Yeah, I played Halo 1 all the way through, and I hated it.
Yeah.
You know?
Moving on. We got
Maxim.
We think. I can't hear. You guys tell us what this guy's saying, because I don't know. Tell us who you are.
Hey, this is Maxim. I'm a forum member. I don't post much, but I just have a question on what you guys think of Will Wright's upcoming project called Spore. Just wanted to know what you think about it and what they're trying to do. Show rocks. Bye.
Short, sweet.
Yeah, short and sweet. So, what do we think about Spore?
Dude, I am so excited.
I am too. And, you know, when I'm 40 years old and it comes out, that's going to be a great day.
In 2011, it's going to be the best game on the PC.
So, I actually got very bitter about Spore when I was talking to one of my buddies about it. I was like, yeah, have you seen the things for Spore, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, I saw the demo for it at E3 2004.
Yeah.
I was like, are you serious? Because I hadn't heard of it till last year. So, this
games take a long time to make.
Not that long.
No, I mean 2 to 3 years is a fair.
I'm saying they were showing like video of the gameplay in E3 2004. I'm just saying, I don't trust that this game is coming out anytime soon. It feels like a Duke Nukem.
I don't think it's that. I mean, they're showing it, right? They're not showing Duke Nukem. And every time they show it, it's like new stuff. So we went to go see Will Wright speak with Brian Eno at the Long Now Foundation, and he gave a demo of it, and it was just mind-blowing, some of the stuff that you could do. I mean, you know, you have all the different, the weapons, all the different scales, and everything like that. I mean, it looks like it's going to be an absolutely amazing game.
Fuck yeah.
But everybody's saying now that it's not going to be this year.
So here's the thing. Watch the videos. The game looks stunning. I mean, it looks like the kind of game that we would all fall in love with. I mean, it's totally open-ended. There's no goals. There's no anything. You start off from a microbe. You build to a galaxy-spanning civilization.
Exactly.
There's no rules. There's no anything.
All the content's going to be procedural, which is really cool. I mean, there's some of the thing with Will Wright. He does big ideas.
Yeah, it's a smart game.
It's a smart game. He's doing all sorts of stuff. So you got to give him a little bit of slack because he's doing things that no other developer is really doing.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you have everybody doing mods for the mod community, but you don't have those mods automatically being incorporated to the game. And that's got to be a huge database. You know, there's got to be huge engineering feat to do that.
You run a risk playing a game like this where he's been developing this so long that other engines are going to come out where, you know, this game comes out and you're like, oh, that's really cool. I wish it looked better. You know, unless they're really doing all this constant evolution of the engine, you're gonna have problems.
No, that's true. I'm hoping that this game is not going to rely on graphics though. At the same time, right? It's going to be pure gameplay.
Have to at some point.
Well, look at The Sims 2. It's a hugely popular game. The graphics suck. So, I mean, I'm just saying, as far as being popular and being an actually really compelling experience, graphics should be secondary.
I mean, the demo videos that I've seen where you can put arms and legs on a monster and it learns to walk. Are you fucking kidding me?
Procedural animation, dude.
That's insane.
That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. It's like,
it learns musculature. It's like, oh, my head's up here, my mouth's here. I walk like this.
Can you imagine how, like, if you're coding and how many edge cases you got to run to where it looks stupid and you got to fix it? I mean, so that's the thing. I'm willing to give him time.
The what's it called? The machinima. Can you imagine the machinima that's going to come out of this?
Well, I would have thought the same with The Sims, but nothing really came out of The Sims. You would have thought, right?
Yeah, you would.
You had that Never Hood. Do you remember that? The guys, the red and blue.
Yeah.
Red and blue guys. I think they did something called Never Wood or Never Hood or something like that. And it was based off Sims 2. They made like one episode and it died.
Wow.
So, but yeah, it'll be pretty cool, and we're very excited about it. But we'd really like to see it.
Yeah. I can't wait. So next one from maybe Pico.
Pico?
I'm not sure yet again.
Hey, what's going on, Noobtoob? It's me, Pico from Texas. Just wanted to pretty much ask you guys if you think gamer points have, I guess, messed with the way people play games. Because personally, you know, I mean, I've owned all the systems, you know, PS2, Wii, whatever. And as soon as I got my 360 and see the fact that, you know, every time I did something, you know, I get a gamer point, whatever, like achievements or whatever you want to call them. And pretty much, I don't want to play anything else because, I mean, there's not really a sense of accomplishment if I don't get that little pop-up in the little top right-hand of the screen. So Yeah, I'm just asking if you think this whole achievement thing has changed the way some gamers play games. Okay, love the show. See ya.
Is that like the standard Noobtoob?
I think it is. I think everyone says you're like, ow! But
the rules!
That's all right.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. So
yeah.
I would say there's no question that it's changed the way some gamers would play games.
Oh yeah, in general, I mean, like we've talked about it. I don't know how many times on the show how like we will only play the Xbox 360 version of a multi-platform game just because of the achievements.
Yeah.
If the graphics aren't as good or whatever, screw it. Like if it has achievements, I can actually say that I am better than Tobin because of this.
Yeah, I feel like we're talking into the ground, but it's a really important point, you know. And the more people that play, the more people that fall for it. You know, like you watch this on the forums where we've actually convinced a lot of people on our forums to buy 360s. They're like, well, I didn't know about that, and I decided, you know, because you guys were talking it up, I went and bought a 360. And they're like, now I fucking dream of achievements.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing. It's just like, look, we have this exposure. There's a lot of people that are very anti-Microsoft that, you know, only want PS3 or only want PS2 or something like that. But it's like, look, they actually came up with something that is so, on a fundamental level, improves your gameplay experience.
Yes.
By itself, that it's just like, look, why even bother?
So my question is, why wouldn't this be the future model of all gaming?
It should. It will.
But why, with full knowledge that Microsoft had done this, why would Sony have not rolled a achievement thing? I mean,
they
don't even get me started on Nintendo's bullshit online
Jesus
stuff. Like
Christ.
they shipped out a product with online nothing.
Yes.
But it's supposed to be a cheap console. I won't even harp on them.
Well, but here's my theory, right? You have Sony, you have Microsoft who did Xbox Live, so they did it way early. They did it 4 years ago with the original Xbox, and then they actually had all the time. They figured out all the problems, so they can actually start doing all the cool stuff.
Yeah.
Sony, on the other hand, is taking their tactic. Yeah, it's going to be free, but everybody has to do it. We don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
It's basically
developers
a strategy
have been bitching about that.
Well,
they're like, yeah, we tried to make an online component for our game, and Sony gave us no help. They send us. Did you see? There's one developer that said they sent us an instruction manual in Japanese for how to integrate with their online component, and like this
they had to
English
hire a translator.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, come on. That's the thing. It's a sheer like just boneheaded move of like, look, we are so arrogant of what we're trying to do. We are going to ignore all of the good things that come from our competitors because we know how to do it right.
Yeah. So do you think that they're going to finally just cave in and make...
but remember, they had the whole thing where it was like entitlements. They're going to try something, but you haven't seen anything.
But they haven't shipped
yet.
it. Yeah, exactly. So
it doesn't make any sense unless you have a unified platform. You have to have a unified platform where every single game has 1,000 points. It's the same thing. I mean, that's the beauty of the system.
Yeah.
Right? If you do something else, like imagine if Sony did it and all of a sudden like one game has 20,000 points, one has 5,000, one has entitlements or whatever.
Yeah.
It would have no value whatsoever. So
it's all about. I mean, they just did it right. You know,
and the thing is, I love my PS2.
Yeah,
I would have loved to have achievements on PS. I've been talking about how like I would have loved to have achievements on when I was playing, Beyond Good and Evil or Psychonauts.
Yep, exactly.
And if PS3 does it, I'll buy it. It's just no question. It's like I have any hatred of PS3. It's just like they didn't do it.
That's a good point, actually. You and I talk trash every week. We're like, well, what game would make us buy the PS3? It would make us buy the PS3. Achievements.
Achievement? What do you mean?
If they rolled it out. Like, if they rolled out a good achievement system, then you and I would start thinking much more seriously about it.
I think what it would do, it was to take away the fact that we wouldn't buy it for the PS3.
Yeah.
It's preventing us. So if they started doing it, then we would open it up so that we could actually think about buying it on that platform.
But I really hadn't thought about it from that point of view before. I'm like, what game is worth $600, blah, blah, blah. And it's not so much that. It's that the PS3 would basically, in my mind, be a PS2 with better graphics.
Yeah.
And I don't want to play my PS2 as much anymore.
I know. But if the PS3 had downloadable content, which it does,
yes,
it has achievements, which it should do. If it has some sort of networking system that actually was across systems, then I'd buy it. Why not? It had all the games. So what it's going to take for us right now is that it has to take a exclusive release on the PS3.
That too.
And it should have achievements. But if it doesn't, we still might get it. Right?
I'm just saying that would be. Yeah. I think that's what I'm waiting for.
But think about this, right? I mean, look at when you have Windows Vista with achievements. So now, guess what? We're never going to play an FPS on the 360 again.
It's true.
So we'll go where the achievements are and the best gaming experience is.
Yep.
And for the right now, it's going to be the 360 and Windows and Wii.
Yeah.
Give me something compelling.
Absolutely. So this guy didn't leave a name.
But it's okay.
So we've been calling him Suck It.
Suck It.
Guess what? I was one of the lucky people that got the Crackdown with the Halo 3 demo. If you didn't get it, Suckers!
Okay, I don't know who that guy is, but he's awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome because hey, join the club.
So did we. We got it too. So suck it.
But dude, so did a bunch of people on the forums. Man, I'm looking at my friends list right now. There's like 8 people on the list.
I know. Which brings us to the next call. So here we go.
Hey guys, this is Who Wants a Hug on the forums, and I was wondering, you guys have probably been playing Crackdown a lot, and I was wondering, who's ahead in achievement points, Tobin or Yuzo? Okay, bye.
Bye! You know how somebody says that, like, everybody that does voicemail sounds like they're on drugs? True enough.
So, right now,
at this very moment,
Yuzo does have 10-point lead on me.
Yes, I have 10 points because I have all of the, I've located all of the dossiers for Los Muertos.
Yes,
so, I rule.
But,
no.
We noticed in looking at Xbox Live that Sunflower has 120 points.
He's got 9 achievements already.
I don't think this boy works for a living.
I don't think he worked today.
I don't think he worked. I didn't want to work today.
I didn't want to either, but I came in.
I know. So, so what's the story on us getting Crackdown?
So the story. Oh yes, let's talk about that. So, so as you well know, when we wanted to get this game early as much as we can to get started on it, even though we got it early and it didn't really matter.
Right.
So, but essentially we went and called, I called every single GameStop, Electronic Boutique, CompUSA, Circuit City to find some stupid person that wouldn't honor the release date.
Yeah.
And then you actually found somebody.
Yeah, well, so I called 40 places, and I finally...
You called the targets. That was smart.
I started calling places that weren't gamer joints, because I think that all the gamer places have really been instructed not to sell shit.
Yeah,
so
totally.
I finally got this guy at Target.
Vince.
Thanks, Vince. That he was just like, yeah, I've got it right here in my hand. I've got Crackdown.
I'll sell it to you.
I was like, can I come and get it? And he's like, yeah, I'll sell it to you. I'm like, are you sure? Like, if I walk in that door, you will sell me this, because I have to drive a fucking hour, an hour, to come get this game from you. He's like, yeah, no problem. We show up.
Yeah, we get there. Oh, did you get there first? Or? Oh, no,
I got there first.
So I got there first, and I talked to the guy behind the counter. I said, hey, man, yeah, can I get Crackdown? He goes, oh, well, I don't see it. Oh, let me look. He opens the cabinet. There's a stack of 40 copies there. He picks it up, and he's going to the register, and I think he's going to start ringing it up. But no, he goes and opens the flyer, and he looks, and he's like, oh, I'm not supposed to sell this on the 20th.
See, I just want to, like, Heisman these guys. I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Oh!
Whoops! Yeah, throw $60 on the table.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, bitch. So Vince shows up. Turns out he's like a trainee.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, dude, my manager says I can't sell it. It's like, you dipshit.
If he wasn't on break, if we got there and he was the only guy behind the counter, we would have totally gotten him.
So we want to hear your stories of adventure if you guys tried to get Crackdown early, or basically any games early.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear your stories.
Because, it's only going to be gaming geeks that are true gamers that are going to be going and trying to get
No one's going to do the kind of bullshit that we did unless you're like hardcore gamer. I mean, driving an hour for my girlfriend thinks I'm an idiot.
Mine too. Mine's like, don't go. It's mid. Oh, so So last night when we actually got it, we tried to call every single Walmart in the area. We found there's one. I don't know what's up with Northern California, but there's like 20 Walmarts. Only one is 24 hours.
Yep.
And we found out we're like calling like, oh yeah, I don't know. They might have them in. They might not. Call back at midnight.
Yeah, we called them at 11 o'clock at night, and we're like, do you have this game? Like, I don't know. Call back at midnight. It's like, just look in the box.
But get this. So I call the guy. I get a hold of a different guy, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we got him. Just come by at midnight." I'm like, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "Yeah, just come on over."
Yeah.
And then Tobin gets there.
So
at
I show up at midnight. I'm like, "Hey guys, I'm here to get Crackdown. It's released today. There's no like at that point you're not scamming anybody, right?"
No, it's 12 o'clock.
It's 12 o'clock. It's released. He's like, yeah, it's not here." And I was like, "What do you mean it's not here?" He's like, "Well, this is all the stuff that's coming out today. It's just all DVDs. We don't have that game." And I was sitting there looking at him like, so I just drove an hour. It's midnight. I'm standing in a fucking Walmart. Don't tell me you don't have this game. So
and then you call me.
Yeah, I called you.
I'm like 10 minutes away. I'm driving. I'm hearing these things like, yeah, dude, they don't have it. I'm like, what? I was so pissed off. It was just like, oh my god.
So then the guy was just like, all right, I'll go back and check the storeroom for you. So this is a lesson to all of you. I'm sure a lot of you listening to this work retail.
Yeah.
But anyone dealing with people in retail, don't be a dick. Mm-hmm. Their job is hard. So I was totally nice to this guy, and once he realized that I'm not going to be some shaking in my fist in his face.
You were about to go like, oh, that sucks, man.
Yeah.
I'm really disappointed.
Don't be a cock.
Yeah.
So finally the guy's like, all right, you know what? I'll go check in the back for you. And then Yuzo and I stood around waiting,
please,
fucking drooling on ourselves.
So they actually had a bunch of the DVD releases, and we're all like, we're like, can we help you unload those?
Yeah, exactly. We're like pawing through the box. Like, I don't believe you, dumbass. So anyway, finally he comes back with Crackdown.
Yeah, it's like 12:15. We're like, oh man, we're about to go, and then he comes in, and he's like, here you go.
Yeah. So that was happy. So Yuzo and I played till probably 5 in the morning.
5 in the morning. I'm working off about 4 hours sleep right now.
Yeah, we're very tired.
Yes.
And story hour's over. Next call, the real Firestarter who sent in his own MP3, which is
that was awesome.
Pretty cool.
Yo, I'm Anthony, aka the real Firestarter from Aurora, Illinois. My question is, what do you guys think about the new Command & Conquer 3 Tiberium Wars that comes out next month?
So,
I don't know anything about it. What do you think?
Command & Conquer 3, my understanding is it's coming out on 360 and PC simultaneously. I won't be playing on the 360 because RTSs suck. I mean, it's plain and simple, right?
Did you say it's going to be the same control scheme as...
That's what I heard. I think it's the same guys that did Battle for Middle-earth.
And we reviewed that a couple episodes back.
And we complained about how bad the control scheme is, so I don't know if it's going to be any good on 360. I'm pretty excited. I mean, I played Command & Conquer. It was kind of like the first... Well, Dune 2 was the first one, but after that, Command & Conquer was the first RTS I loved.
Yeah.
I fell in love with. And, I went to the series, and they pretty much lost me after Red Alert. I never played Generals or any of that. Did you play any of the series?
No.
So you're not that excited about it, I assume.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, because it's an RTS. Tobin hates RTSs. I'm going to be all about Supreme Commander, and this looks like it's going to be another one of those RTSs, so I'm not that excited about it. But hey, there's people that love them. Go check it out.
Yep.
So if you want to be somebody that is on our show like this, what number do you call, Mr. Kozar?
1-888-233-8480. Give that number a call, and you can be like the bunch of dudes that called in on this one. Say your name very clearly, otherwise we'll make fun of you.
Say where you're from.
Yep.
Be a little helpful.
By the way, I don't think this happened to you, but I've gotten a couple messages from people on Xbox Live. They're like, hey, dude, give me a shout-out on the show. I was like, I'll give you a shout-out when you say something interesting. So... If you want to shout out on the show, give us a call. Call the voicemail. We'll play you on the show if you got something interesting to say.
Send us an MP3 to feedback@noobtoob.com and say something interesting. Because now we're getting to a point where we're not putting every single voicemail on. So definitely give that a try. But let's wrap this thing up real quick because we're running out of film.
Yes.
So what do we got? Retro Gaming Club.
So Retro Gaming Club this week, we all voted on the forums, and the game this week is Final Fantasy Tactics Advance on the GBA/DS. That people have been just crapping themselves about how great this game is.
To win, but
yeah, well, so I'm going to play this. I'm actually going to give this a shot because people have just been saying it's fantastic.
Yeah,
so,
I played it on the PS1. I really enjoyed it.
So go get it.
Be cool.
Be cool. Go buy it.
You can find if you can find it. You can get it. Just do the right thing.
Yep. Go get it and play it and come talk about it on the forums with us.
Hell yeah. And so let's see. Let's just go listener homework.
Yeah.
Again, listener homework this week is tell us how you went and got Crackdown, if you guys got it early, or any other games. So talk about your stories about how much of a geek you are and how insane, camping out for consoles, getting games on release day or the day before.
Yeah, we want to hear some crazy stories.
Social engineering your way to tell stupid retailers.
Yeah, we tried. I thought that we were social engineers extraordinaire, but we failed.
Yeah, bastards.
Next time, I'm just seriously going to stab somebody in the jaw and take the game. That's how I roll.
That's
Suckers.
Right. Jab star.
That's right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to def jam. I'd be like, hey, what's up, buddy?
And then all of a sudden, the register will explode.
That's right.
Fly. Yes, that would be awesome.
Snoop and I are going to go take Crackdown. All right. That is it. We're done.
We are done.
That is our show for the week. Check out our website at noobtoob.com and send us feedback on our forums by clicking the big red link at the top of the page that says Forums.
Also, be sure to subscribe to our podcast in video and audio form on iTunes. There's links on the subscription page on the front page. And if you're watching this on YouTube, check out the link right over there. There's a big orange button that says subscribe. So give it a click. That's all for this episode. I am Yuzo Watanabe.
And I'm Tobin Kozire. Audio engineering for Noobtoob is done by Range Skull Model Strunk. Thanks for listening. We'll see you all next week. We're out!
See ya.
All right, here I am. Got Crackdown at Walmart. Yuzo's going to show up and I'm going to mess with him. All right, here we go. Oh, shit, here he comes. Oh, all right. Hey, what's up, man? They're sold out.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm serious. We gotta go. We gotta go wait another day, I guess. Yeah. Sucks.